Okay, let's try this one more again. Okay, so, and I'm getting my hair braided. Woohoo! Love me through it. So, here's the thing. I've been really being with all of the enthusiasm around Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday. And the truth of the matter is, we've been celebrating Juneteenth forever. And I've noticed that there are a number of people who posted on my pages about how grateful they are for this federal recognition. And I'm a little perplexed by that. I'm a little perplexed. That's a thank you. But not because it's bad, but because based on what I'm measuring, okay? And I'm not asking you to agree with me, so that's not what I'm after. What I'm measuring is substantive change. And while I am very clear that the federal holiday of Juneteenth is a visual, how do you say, a symbolic victory, it has no direct impact on the quality of life for Black people. And that pisses me off. Hello, I'm Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire. And thank you. And I'm getting my hair did because I'm vain. And I didn't want to leave you hanging. And so I'm doing it while I'm getting my hair done. We're almost finished, so just be with me throughout the process. And I think it's going to be glorious. Okay? But the thing that I wanted to touch base on, well, thank you, Joy. Glad you're here. The thing that I wanted to touch base on is why are we so okay with accepting scraps? Why are we so okay as a people that we're thankful that white people or the government or the Senate would give us a holiday to barbecue, but not pass the law that would have the police to stop them from killing us. I don't understand. I'm like, okay, God, what am I missing? That I have a bunch of Black people who are very happy. I'm like, woohoo, holiday. I'm like, hold on. The holiday doesn't give us anything that we are currently asking for. And I want you to be very clear. I'm proud of us for Juneteenth. I'm proud of Miss Opal for standing for, she's 94. I don't want you to hear this like a slam. I am not slamming anybody. I'm not slamming our people. That is not how I roll. So please do not insult me by coming at me like I'm disrespecting our people. I fight for our people, okay? And what I'm dealing with is how we don't fight for ourselves. We don't fight for it. We're thankful for recognition, but not real change. And I was reading some of the comments. I'm a little hot on this one today, y'all, so prayerfully I won't curse. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I can laugh at it a little bit. Don't really know. We'll see. But I was reading some of the comments, and people were speaking, specifically Black women, okay, saying that we know we're a step in the right direction. We've been stepping for 400 years. And I'm trying to figure out why is it that we're so okay with incremental gestures, not really standing for actual legislation actions that actually affect our lives. That is pissing me off. And not because I'm angry with us. I'm not angry with us. I'm mad because we've been so trained to hate ourselves that we think that white validation equals something. When in truth, it has never given us anything. You can go back to Du Bois. You can go back to Booker T. You can go back to Frederick Douglass. They said it better than I ever could say it. I mean, they're much more eloquent. They don't curse. I curse, okay, and I break. But the point of it is this. What is it about us that we're okay? We're like thankful for scraps. And that's a real question for me. Like, why is it that we're like celebrating something we've already been celebrating, but because they think it's valid and they want to market the bejesus out of this? Y'all, believe me when I tell you, when white people do stuff like this, they're looking how to monetize. Mark my words. Mark how Juneteenth will become a federal holiday for everybody, and they make money off of your pain. Watch me, and watch me when I tell you. You may not see it this year, but watch next year. I was looking at the real D. Hugh Lee. He's a comedian. He put up a post of a white restaurant that was grilling watermelon on behalf of Juneteenth and selling it. This is what we're talking about. And the thing that I'm frustrated with, again, I'm not mad at you. I'm just passionate about us. Okay? that what frustrates the bejesus out of me is that they will pass Juneteenth as making a federal holiday, but we can't talk about in schools, we can't talk about the Tulsa race riots. We can't talk about critical race theory. Asian people got their stuff moved through in a month and some change. But we've been doing, the anti-lynching law has been around since 1922. And we're saying thank you to these motherfuckers? I don't see how that works. I don't see it, Jesus. I don't see it. Lord, take me to, Jesus, take the wheel. Because I don't understand how we're okay with that. That we're calling this progress. We're saying, oh, we're proud of our ancestors. You know what I'm proud of with our ancestors? Is they didn't kill a motherfucker. I'm proud of them for actually making sure we had a chance so I can talk smack. I'm not proud of that it took 2 years after emancipation for black people to find out that they weren't slaves anymore in Texas alone, and there were other places after that we don't talk about because they won't let us teach that history in school. They say it's divisive. I have a whole litany of resources. I'll get them up, okay? But because I'm not where I'm normally at, I'll get them up. I promise you, I'll put them into this post so you can read them for yourself, okay? I put together a series of like 7 resources around Asian hate bill, around the anti-lynching bill, around critical race theory, around internalized racism, because you need to be aware when they are pulling your string. When they're doing something that makes it look like they care or looks like they're being progressive, when in truth, they're only positioning themselves to make money. And they position themselves to have you not ask for anything else. Be very clear. If we're so excited about having a day off that we normally take anyway, then they can say, well, we gave you Juneteenth. Why are you mad? Because you didn't give us police reform. That's why I'm at. I'm not even tripping off of, how can I say, I'm clear that white people do white people things. I'm not bad at it. I'm not tripping off that. What I'm tripping off is that we're taking it. I expect white people to do what's in their self-interest because that's what they always do. I don't even take it personal anymore. I think of it as an occupational hazard, okay? But what I'm clear on is when I get a bunch of messages saying to me that I'm being negative because I'm not celebrating Juneteenth. I'm like, nigga, do you know who the fuck I am? I'm like, why would I celebrate something that I know is an empty form of rhetoric? That's the same thing that happened with George Floyd's executioner. Everybody got excited about him being charged, but what about the sentencing? And y'all see that they're trying to minimize the sentencing so he doesn't get all the time. You see what I'm saying? So hear me when I tell you, I'm passionate for you, girl. I will fight for you, black woman, black man, and I'll fight for all of mine. But what I won't do, what we're not going to do, is pretend when people piss on us, we're going to call that fucking rant. We're not doing that. Not on my watch. We're not going to pretend it's a good thing when it didn't do anything that we requested. And I need y'all to understand that. I need y'all to really, and for all my people who understand, back me on this. But for those of you who want to help me understand how I'm not being a grateful nigga, I'm like, you don't know me then. You don't know me. Because I'm never going to be a grateful nigga. I'm never going to kiss their ass for crumbs. They have not done anything that makes a substantive difference in your money, in your child's education, in your safety, in police reform, in terms of voting rights. What the hell will a barbecue do for voting rights? Help me understand that shit. Help me understand that. Black person, black woman, help me understand. No, you should definitely share this because I'm on a rant today. I don't even want to teach today, Lord. I think I'm just going to rant. My poor braiders, they're from Africa. They're like, ooh. And she's like, ooh, la, 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 ooh, right? So, but I want y'all to be very clear that as long as we as a collective, not as an individual, as a collective, dance the dance that they want us to dance, it is a signal and a sign to them that we are not to be taken seriously because they can buy us off with barbecue. With a parade that they're going to commercialize, mark my words, and you're going to be like, wow, I thought Juneteenth was about black emancipation. No, it's going to be about selling t-shirts. It's going to be about selling food. You watch. and you watch, come back to this video next year. You'll be like, damn it, Dr. Venus tried to tell us. I'm trying to help you understand that as long as we as a collective make it okay to take what they give us versus what we demand, do not expect reparations. Do not expect laws to change. Do not expect the anti-lynching bill to get passed. Do not expect police reform. Do not expect the chokehold ban to happen. Because they're saying, okay, all we got to do is make them feel good, blow in their ear, pat them on the ass, and they'll be peaceful. I'm not peaceful. I'm not peaceful. And I promise you, look, Malcolm X, I'm in love with Malcolm X today because he said it better than I could ever say it. I put a post up about symbolic gestures. They're empty rhetoric. They're a false god because it doesn't do anything that we ask that is immediate and current now. Black people are out of work. Black people are dying in record numbers to COVID. Rest assured, my brother's gone because of that bullshit. We have so many things they could have done, but they didn't. And you want to go do a fucking barbecue? You want to celebrate with them and say progress? I'm like, what book are you reading? They won't even let us talk about the race. They won't even let us talk about racism in schools. And I'm like, how come I feel like, God, I feel like, what the fuck am I reading that they're not reading, that they think that this is good? How is this good when we can't even talk about Abraham Lincoln wasn't an abolitionist? He was a strategist. He ended the war by freeing the slaves, not because he was trying to be altruistic. He was being strategic because he tried. I put a post up about him doing a truce. Y'all know I did. Look it up. I got it all over the place. My point is this. This is what I know for certain, Black woman. You are powerful. You are brilliant. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. You are the head and you're not the fucking tail. Okay? You are God wrapped in flesh. You are everything right and good about what it means to be alive. And when you settle for crumbs, you literally are pissing on your own blessing because you're not standing for your power. And I'm not okay with that. This is the reason why I'm creating my tech startup, because we need to have education to educate ourselves, because they won't teach this to us. They won't teach us, oh, well, what if we put African American experience at the center instead of on the margin? We will have a whole different we will raise our babies different. But they're teaching our babies Columbus discovered America. How the fuck do you discover something that's already occupied? How? How do we explain that to our children's children that don't even know that the race riots in Tulsa it's not the only one? They've been burning our shit down since we got here. But we can't even talk about the actual events in schools. That is what I'm on fire about. That is why I am livid by this. I am livid because we are ignoring the obvious. If they are saying we can't talk about critical race theory in primary schools where our children are being taught and we're paying for this shit, why are we celebrating a holiday? If you have kids or nieces or nephews who don't know about the Tulsa race riots, doesn't that bother you? I mean, doesn't that have any bearing on, shouldn't we do something about that versus, having a picnic? I don't understand the logic, Black folks, but I got a theory. I got a theory. And I shall share my theory with you right now. This is what I believe. I believe fundamentally Black people, specifically Black women, but Black men too, Black people have been so indoctrinated that white is right, and that that our validation comes from their approval or inclusion, that we will sacrifice change for acceptance. That was preach, God. Let me say it louder for the folk in the overflow. This is what I believe. Fundamentally, as Black people, we have our own internalized racism that is so subtle that we are fighting for them to see us as equals when they never fucking will. Ever. There is plenty of social proof to back me up. Okay? And because they will never see us as equal when they do things like this, it plays to our sense of self. When in truth, it's just a smokescreen to keep them from taking actions that will actually have us get paid, have us be healthy, and have us be safe. But that is an internalized wound. It's a historical wound that black people are less and white is right. And it's not right. It can't be right because we built this. We birthed this. We cultivated this shit. And as long as they can keep that out of the books, they can keep that out of our babies' mouths, then we will always be their bitch. Then we will always be enslaved. I'm not doing it. Not in this one. Malcolm X told me, if you're not willing to die for some shit, then don't talk about some shit. Because until you get to that fire in your belly, honestly, whether it's about your money, about your man, about social change, about your child's education, until you get that fire in your gut that you are not going to be used, taken advantage of, or pimped by a system that has demonstrated for 400 years that it doesn't care, you will be used. You will be used. And you're going to have to deal with that because until you stand up, you will fall for anything. And I'm not going to let you fall. You're going to have to hear my mouth today. You're going to have to hear me talking a lot of shit today because I'm not willing to have my people, my sisters fall. God didn't build you to be a punk ass bitch. God built you to stand the fuck up. And if they can't deal with it, let them bow the fuck down. Let them bow. But if you're going to keep bowing just because they're agreeable, because they're acting like they like you, they're going to throw you a bone and you're going to be thankful for it, then what are you telling them? You're telling them, you know what? I don't need anything but the bare minimum from you for me to calm down, play nice, get along, okay, and keep the status quo. And our ancestors did not die for that. I know a lot of people had to die for me to be able to talk the shit I talk. And I talk a lot of shit. But it took a number of people who had to go through what they had to go through generationally for me to be able to talk the shit I talk. So I'm trying to help you understand, sis, that your voice matters, your vote matters, your attitude matters, everything about you matters. And you're acting like it don't. You're acting like it's just like you're some regular bitch, and you're not. You're not a regular bitch. And I need you to stop acting like that. Because when you act like that, they take it as weakness. They take it as permission to keep snatching up our kids, putting our men in jail, fucking with our boys, beating up. They take that literally like okay. And it's not okay. So please stop hiding behind the rubric of historicity saying, oh, we've come a long way. But have we really? If you look at the numbers, black people are financially in the same state we were in 100 years ago. So don't talk to me about progress. Don't do it. You have to show me progress. You want to show me the money. Don't talk to me about a fucking cookout. Don't do it. You're going to get your feelings hurt. Okay, Jesus, I'm just saying. I think I'm going to curse out everybody today, God. I don't even know. My point is this. We're worth more. Okay? We're worth more. And I know that it may feel like a victory, but it's a false God. Because they could have tended to the George Floyd fair policing bill and made it something useful to us, not a barbecue. And we as a collective are celebrating an empty rhetoric. And when you do that, you give a bully permission to keep bullying. That's all I'm trying to say. And I'm not disrespecting my ancestors. If anything, they probably saying, say that shit. Given my ancestors, they weren't playing. They were willing to. My ancestors, they're not punk asses. They're like, no, we're about that life. So I need you to start rebuilding, checking on your own self. I need you to start looking and say, okay, God, what am I tolerating instead of standing? And the way you stand is that you vote, you find out who's in the way, what senators are talking shit, nail their asses. Email them and say, hey, you need to vote so some shit. Do some real work instead of talking bullshit. Go badger them to pass a bill for police reform. And the thing that you need to understand is they're not going to give it for free. You got to take it. Malcolm wasn't kidding when he said you got to stand for some shit. They weren't playing with that. And you're acting brand new about it. You're acting way brand new about all of this because they gave us a federal holiday that we were already celebrating. I don't understand that, Jesus. You're going to have to explain that to me in a different language, but I'm not doing it. So I've said my piece, I think. Let me see, Lord. Is there anything else I need to say? Oh, yeah. And black men, you need to talk to your sisters. and help them understand that you understand what's going on. Say it in love. Don't hurt anybody's feelings. Don't hurt the pride. But the thing is, black men, I have enough black men who are posting, they're understanding the system of it. They're looking at the business of slavery. I don't think we are as black women. And I'm not saying it's a gender thing. I'm thinking of it more as a business thing, quite frankly. All right. And if you don't understand that that kind of play is a positioning tactic, it's designed to have you feel ingratiated to them so that they can't make a demand on you later, you're going to get played. We're going to get played. And I'm not on my watch. So I just need y'all to understand that this is multi-pronged. This is like, give them something, get them off their back, tell them to shut up because they can start complaining because we gave them a bone. And now we can look like we're the good guy because we are helping them and recognizing their pain, but they won't let us teach what happened. That is the thing that's driving me batty. They will not let us teach the history of slavery and oppression in the schools. They would rather keep whitewashing it, taking shit out of the textbooks, and then have a holiday that people don't even know what it means. They don't even know what it means. They're like, oh, Juneteenth, oh, it's something to do with black people. That's it. Go look at the commentary and you'll see what I'm talking about. They have no idea because they haven't taught it. They haven't had an interest in talking about it. And if we keep acting like that everything is love or progress or incremental progress, they're going to keep chipping away at any progress we've made until we're back in some form of financial slavery that we can't get out of because we're living in a digital age where money is not made through labor, it's made through knowledge. It's the reason why I'm creating my digital platform is because I need to get black women out of working for dollars for hours, but start making money from what they know, not what they do. But I can't do that if y'all keep like woohoo, party over here. That's not sourceful. Okay? All right, God, I'm done, I think. I'm done. I love you, sis. I love you, bro. Please hear me when I tell you I love you. My passion is not anger. My passion is a fierce stand for us to be accountable for our own power. We have spending power. We have political power. We have economic power. We have a voice. And when we don't use it, when it's an opportunity to really use it, we are literally pissing on what our ancestors have brought for us with their blood. And I'm not doing it. Not on my watch. So please, hear the love behind the heat. Don't be offended by my passion. Be inspired by it. Or at least, if nothing else, be convicted by it. Okay? Don't get offended by me. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad for you. And there is a difference. Okay? So please take everything I say in the spirit of love. And I curse like a sailor and I pray at the same time. Yes, I do. So fuck it. It's all going to happen. All right? It's what I do. Talk to God about it. He and I got an understanding. He already knows I curse. So all my Christians who are traditional, take it to the Lord. Because I'm going to say what I need to say the way I need to say it. Okay? I'm done, Jesus, I think. I think I'm done. Am I done? I think I'm done. I think I want to stop it. You think I'm done? Stop it! I love you, sis. I love you, bro. I love you, fam. I love you, ally. I'm going to put this stuff when I get home. I'm going to put my notes in. Okay? But I want you to really start thinking, and please share this rant. This is a rant. This is not even a fucking lesson. I'm just going to call it a rant. Juneteenth rant, okay? Please share it so people can actually start to contend with standing for themselves versus just acquiescing to keep the peace, even if they don't see it that way. If nothing else, you'll get more convicted about what you stand for, all right? I think that's all I got. I'm stopping now. I love you, sis. I love you, bro. This is Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire. Please share this video. Please tag. And please leave some comments. I'm going to read them, and I'm going to respond back. Goodbye for now.